It's that time again to say good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, PD, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world, those of you out there in the diaspora, good morning. Hope all is well. A gentleman said to me this morning, today is Monday. I said, why? He said, I thought yesterday was Sunday. No, today's Friday. Yeah. Friday the 20th day of October. Wow. Christmas is right around the corner. As a little child, you start getting that gutty feeling. There's Christmas it comes with a feeling, right? Someone is celebrating a birthday today. I want to say happy birthday to you, Ashanti Thomas out there in Corinth in St. David. You're celebrating your birthday today. Well, your mom Rachel and the entire home circle, your brothers and sisters and your dad and everybody. I know they're going to make sure that you have an exceptionally good day today. Shanti turning big lady now, boy. Wow. Happy birthday to you. And enjoy it to the fullest. I know mommy gonna make it right for you, yeah? Yeah, she will. Good. Good morning to Kelisha and family out there in the Moai. Gail, good morning. Alva, good morning. Mommy, good morning to you too. Babash. In case, folks, we're behind time, so let's get straight with the program. The word of the day today, it is an adjective. It is a descriptive word, a word that describes. It qualifies, it really tells you exactly, gives you a clear picture of what it is. The word of the day today, it is the word dubious. Dubious, and it is spelled... Alright, my TV guy. Yeah, we're trying to get it coordinated, yeah? Nice. 21 minutes on to 7. That is the time. You've got to get to work for 7. You should be close to the job by now. Need to give yourself 15 minutes to settle in so that at the top of the hour, you hit the ground running. Alright, the word for the day, the word dubious. Like I said, it is an adjective. And a dubious person lacks a definite opinion or is doubtful about something. This sense of the word is usually used with about. Now, dubious can also describe something that causes doubt, uncertainty, or suspicion. In phrases like dubious honor and dubious distinction, it functions ironically to describe something bad or undesirable as if it were an honor or achievement. Good morning to you, Mr. Wayne Jagu George out there in Hermitage in St. Patrick. How are you doing, Papi? Your dear wife, Michelle, and the entire home circle. All the folks up in Peggy's Whim area, good morning. How do you do? Nice. Now we can use, here are two ways we can use this word, right? I was dubious about the chances that our gamble would pay off. I was dubious about the chances that our gamble would pay off. Good morning to you, Reese Sam, and the folks at the NLA. We can also use it this way. Jesse made a dubious claim that he could eat a whole watermelon in one sitting. Then we sat in awe and watched him do it. Wow. The whole melon, boy? Nah, melon was the size of a golden apple or something. 19 minutes on to, that's the time. Let's do Nadisha's favorite part of the program, the thought of the day. Good morning to Coffee and surrounding areas. It says, life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. Good, nice. What's buzzing this morning? Heroes Day, National Heroes Day, the inaugural one was yesterday. Quite a lot of concerns and, differences in opinions as it relates to the naming and the timing, the selection panel and the selectees and so forth. But it's a work in progress, all right? As you notice, no heroes were named yesterday, per se. Okay, good. Let's see what's buzzing. All right, the hunting season. I've got to tell you that. I've got to keep resonating that in your head. That the season is open. It's been open from the 1st of October and will run through to the 31st of December. And it applies to the hunting of manikou, tattoo, iguana, the rami, and the monkey. Again, I need to remind you that because the season is open, people's properties are not, except you solicit the requisite permission to do so. So not because the season is open, you can jump into Mr. Let land and say, well, I'm hunting because the season is open. Mr. Let has the right to hunt you down too for hunting in his property, as I was saying. So to avoid that, you need to get permission. Mr. Let, we want to hunt for some manikou there. We want to check on the breadnut tree and see if we have manikou there, Or we see you have some good manje kosher vine and we know guana like to be in that, so we're going to look for some guana. Could we do that? Yes, then you can go. When Mr. Let says yes, then you can go. Don't just go jumping into people's properties like that, all right? So the main buzz this morning will be centered around yesterday's celebration, the first celebration of National Heroes Day. And in that celebration, we heard Father Sean Duggards. He shared some reflections on what happened on October 19th, which brought the questions up once again about the whereabouts of the bodies. I know for a fact, that there is someone or there are people out there who know the exact whereabouts of it. But just come forward and say anything, man. And stop having the nation in this kind of tense situation. You understand what I'm saying? There must be somebody that knows whether the bodies were chopped up and burnt in Calivini or whether they stop beating around. It's time to get closure for this thing. Let's close it off. Okay, the events occurred already. We cannot go back and undo them. So let's close it off. Where are the bodies? Let's give them a ceremonial burial. You understand? Good. Somebody out there must know. Somebody or some people must know exactly where the bodies are, the remains. Come on, and let's get some closure to this. Now, it was a day of remembrance as Grenada celebrated its first National Heroes Day, and GBN was on the ball trying to get all the information and what people think about it. Yesterday morning, I was joined by my good friend Mr. Eugene Gittins. Good morning, bro. You and the family. The doctor daughter. Good morning. Kitchener has a song, the doctor's daughter. Yeah. All right. Good. Quite a number of people have differences in opinion. Some are saying that it should be called Martyrs Day or Remembrance Day or Reflection Day and so forth. Quite a number of people have, that opinion that the Heroes Day, that's maybe not the appropriate name, but it is what it is. It has already been gazetted. All right. So that was really it. We look forward to going ahead as we go forward. We see how the day evolves, that date, and the day when the time comes. We'll see how it evolves. And, some folks are of the opinion that a more consultative process should have been done to, to get the views of the general public as it relates to that. But there is also another school of thought that says, there are things that not everything you need to consult about. Some, yes, but not, if we are leaders. I've always said this, right? We're running out of time to head to the news, but I've always said this. A good, solid, sound leader must have certain dictatorial traits. You must be able, that's why you lead, you know. This is where we're going. You're leading. In any case, folks, we've got to do that break. We've got to do the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. On the flip side, we will look at our Facebook pages, Facebook page and our WhatsApp page, okay? Those of you here on Classic, we have the AM edition. Those of you on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Stick and stay with us.
Yes, we're back. It's the 7th annual Corn Festival going down on Sunday, October 29th at the popular Footprint Bar behind Sand. Corn will be in all forms and fashions, from asham to roast corn to boiled corn, pay me to conky to corn soup, and much, much more. With loads of entertainment and games for everyone. So be there from 2 p.m. because there will be loads of beach games, dominoes, maypole dancing, and string band music. Mark your calendar and make sure you're part of Cornfest 2023 on Sunday, October 29th at Footprint Bar, Lauriston, Carriacou. Our partners for this event are the Grenada Tourism Authority, the Antillean Group, Ministry of Carriacou and Petty Martinique Affairs, National Lotteries Authority, Ariza Credit Union, Massa, Grenadine Airways Limited, and Classic Caribbean Lighted. Cornfest 2023, October 29th. I'll see you there.
My name is Alimaka Motley. I've been here doing nails since 2017. Me being self-employed, I have realized that paying the NIS benefits me now and even when I retire. By the time I'm 65, I will be receiving contributions back from NIS. So I benefit because I'm self-employed. Anything can happen. If anything happens to you while you're at work, you've got a bad cold, you have the COVID, you have dengue, we have all these diseases that's plaguing us at the moment. NIS will be giving you back some form of money when you're ill. So I would encourage all small business persons to sign up with NIS now.
For those who are too young to know much about what happened on October 19 and 25, 1983, the reports presented today by Catholic priest Father Sean Doggett serve as a valuable learning experience for those getting more acquainted with Grenada's history, a painful reminder of yesteryear for those still grieving. My colleague Cherry Blackman-Stephen has this report.
40 years later, the unknown whereabouts of the bodies of former Prime Minister Maurice Bishop and others remains a painful barrier to the achievement of closure and the much-needed healing of pain and grief for their families and friends, as acknowledged by Catholic priest Father Sean Doggett. Years of speculation and questions remain, and the only details in hand are what came out of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in 2006. It's an unnerving recollection of details that evokes bitter emotions for families still in mourning.
On the night of the 19th of October, the bodies were taken from Fort Rupert to Camp Fedon, where they were placed in a trench, and an unsuccessful attempt was made to burn them. The trench was then filled with earth, and the bodies remained there until the 9th of November 1983, when they were exhumed by the U.S. Army Graves Registration Team, which, I quote, placed them in 4 body bags and stored them in a temporary morgue facility without refrigeration.
The attempts to bring closure to families and to bring clarity to history continue to hang in a balance.
Where then is the truth about the disposal of the bodies? I believe it is to be found in the opinion of Dr. Bob Jordan, the person in charge of the anatomy lab at that time, who suggested that they were incinerated in the incinerator attached to the anatomy laboratory of St. George's University.
The Catholic priest acknowledged that Grenada made some progress over the years, but admits that our family lives leave much to be desired.
Together, we must decide on the way we are to go as we move forward towards the celebration of 100 years of independence. Must our political life always be confrontation? Can we not aspire to a way of consensus and support? Can we resolve in our religious life to be less self-righteous, less denominational, and more appreciative of the core Christian values that we all aspire to? Where are we going? To what do we aspire? What are we building? What is the destiny we want to reach?
Questions and statements that may need some consideration by all as Grenada moves forward. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
It was a day of remembrance as many Grenadians gathered at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium to reflect on what transpired on October 19, 1983, and what led to the killing of former Prime Minister Maurice Bishop and several of his cabinet colleagues. As Grenada commemorates its first National Heroes Day, GBN's Rena Pear Thomas spoke with spectators at the official event on what the national holiday means to them.
We are here at the National Stadium where Grenadians far and wide are gathered to be part of the hosting of the island's very first National Heroes Day. The day falls on the 40th anniversary of former Prime Minister Maurice Bishop and his colleagues, who was gunned down at Fort George on October 19, 1983. So what does Heroes Day mean to Grenadians? We spoke to some of the participants.
Maybe if it was not the distraction of the boys and the Carib Turk, I'd have been on the fort. And who knows, maybe I would not have been alive today. So today, I mean, is a special day. I'm happy that is dedicated a holiday. So as we reflect back on what happened in 1983, that it should not reoccur in Grenada. No times forever.
The one thing that I would recognize in itself is the importance of the day, the recognition of the day, tragic as it may, and certainly the recognition that this current government have the gumption to declare today a national holiday. It means a lot. I'm certain that it means a lot to the people of Grenada. It certainly means a lot to the friends and families, especially of those who lost their lives.
October 19, 1979, that was the year that I was born. So, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, Heroes Day?
Yeah.
It's a magnificent name because it tells that we celebrate people who cleared the way for us, as I said.
October 19th I was in the army and I was in Richmond Hill keeping duty up there, and what was being done down in the fort, well, no one in the world will like it. It's tragic events that happened there surprise the world.
For the day called the Heroes Day, I think it is fitting, simply because whatever it worked, people understood very much what was happening during the revolution, and people died. Unceremoniously, people died on the fort and elsewhere. And I think a lot of people fought for the country, knowing exactly what was happening for the country through the revolution. So on this day, I think people should be recognized who would have fought hard for the benefit of many things that occurred during that time, and even things that we are now benefiting from.
The inaugural National Heroes Day does not involve the naming of national heroes. Instead, the day is dedicated to remembering and commemorating the events of October 19, 1983. Beverly Telesford reports.
Today, Grenada celebrates its inaugural National Heroes Day on October 19th, marking a significant milestone for the country, 40 years after the events of October 19, 1983. Contrary to expectations, this momentous occasion does not involve the designation of any national heroes. This was clarified by Gail Purcell, a member of the National Organizing Committee.
It was indicated from the outset that there would be no naming of any national hero for 2023. This inaugural event is really just to focus on the events of October 19th, the tragic events of October 19th, and commemorate those events in the remembrance that we have reflected through Ms. Alexis's presentation.
Purcell said while the decision to forego the designation of national heroes for the first National Heroes Day is an approach that allows the country to pay tribute to the events of October 1983, the naming and recognition of national heroes should begin in 2024.
Heroes Day itself will really be fully rolled out over the course of the next year. It would give an opportunity for the review and consultative process with the general public to discuss and highlight what the criteria, the process will be. And I know there has been quite a bit of discussion around that. So it's just to clear that there has not been any designation of a national hero to be marked on this day, October 19, 2023. The intention is moving forward for October 19, 2024. The process and the foundation will be laid during that period.
She elaborated that the process of naming heroes would involve Grenadians in the decision-making.
It will be a consultative process, and it will give an opportunity for the citizens of the country to air their views, share, and that to be considered in the final decision-making. So that
the activities of the day began at 9 a.m. with an ecumenical service at the National Stadium to reflect and remember the lives lost. At 1 p.m., the solemn tolling of bells echoed across the nation, accompanied by a moment of silence as Grenadians paid homage to the fallen. A candlelight vigil to mark the end of the activities is underway at the Carnage. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Meanwhile, as Grenadians ponder on the people they consider national heroes, many are seeking clarity on the criteria for being named a national hero.
In terms of the day, based on your definition of a hero that you read, the dictionary definition, I am not certain that what the folks who were on the 4th and the 19th may be considered as genuine heroes by many Grenadians. Some folks may tell you they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So while their lives are valuable, and some of them I knew personally, many of them I would say, I think that by choosing that day to make it Heroes Day, we are saying very loudly that these people are all heroes because we chose that day.
I'd like to know the criteria, written criteria for what constitutes a hero, not simply your definition. It has to be established. I would like to know, and I think the people of this country will also like to know, the selectors who in the final analysis will make the selection for the final list.
Heroism may be displayed in different fields of human existence, and no specific date with regards to the cut-off point for the selection of heroes should be set. And above all, the date for Heroes Day should not be
be tied with any political event.
Here with Sir Eric Matthew Gary as one of the heroes, but there were some people who helped on the night to go up in the dark place on the fort and sing from the national choir. I feel they are heroes too because they had to go out through the night in the old teachers' college. Mr. Massanto and all have to be there and singing with candles.
Meanwhile, President of the Institute of the Black World 21st Century, Ron Daniels, who was an associate of the late Prime Minister Maurice Bishop, reminisced on how the death of Bishop affected him emotionally. He said the impact of the passing of former Prime Minister was not only felt locally, but also regionally.
I remember that day wallowing on the floor, crying like a baby, because we knew and loved not only Maurice Bishop, but the Grenadian people. We saw that we were all Grenadians because of this great revolution that had sprung up and had developed. And so that wound has festered for some 40 years. But as we also say in the church, there is a biblical saying that truth crushed to earth will rise again.
Mr. Daniel was one of the many speakers at the official ceremony of National Heroes Day this morning. He thanked Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell and his cabinet for the decision to declare October 19 a national holiday.
And so we are profoundly thankful to the vision and courage of Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell for his courageous decision 40 years later to begin the process of healing that must be here in this nation, and the resurrection and inspiration to a new generation that can build a more promising future for the masses of our people here in Grenada, the Caribbean, and the Pan-African world.
Climate change is real, bringing hotter days and less rain. Less rain means less water, so it's crucial for us to conserve water at home. When washing my vehicle, I use a bucket with rainwater that I have stored. This is how I save water. What are you waiting for?
Hey, come closer. I want to tell you something amazing.
I am Nexa. And when I say Nexa, I mean more than just another financial institution. We're a family. We're a community.
A community that listens and values your voice in every decision we make.
Big financial decisions can be daunting, but Nexa is a strong support system here to guide you every step of the way.
Nexa believes in empowerment, but you are never alone.
We're with you wherever your road leads.
Whether it's owning my first home, educating my kids, or starting a business, Nexa is where I am following my dreams.
And here's the exciting part. You can be part of this incredible journey too. Just join today.
I am Nexa, and you can be too.
We're making it even better to be a Nexa member. Ask a friend who's already a member to refer you. Our members refer someone, and both of you can enjoy special rewards. It's a win-win. Call us at 440-1354. Visit us on our social media or our website for how to join.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Hello again. National Heroes Day is a time for reflection and commemoration of the events that took place on October 19, 1983. Among those deeply impacted by such events is Alexis Simon, who, 40 years later, is seeking to regain a sense of comfort and normalcy in his life.
Having lost his arm during those events, Alexis Simon is now looking to restore his physical capabilities with the help of a new prosthetic arm. Simon was among the injured on Fort George on October 19, 1983, when then Prime Minister Maurice Bishop and supporters were assassinated in a coup that prompted the U.S.-led invasion of Grenada a few days later on October 25th. In the face of adversity, he remains determined to overcome his challenges. He has set his sights on obtaining a new prosthetic arm, which would not only provide him with the ability to perform daily tasks, but also offer a renewed sense of independence and confidence.
I am in dire need of a prosthetic hand, and I know the prosthetic hand and them are very expensive, and I really would like some form of help in getting a new prosthetic hand.
Simon says with the support and assistance of organizations and the community, he is determined to obtain a new arm. He details some of his needs.
This lower part which I'm holding up right now, that was done in 32 years ago actually. 32 years ago. That was done in 1991, so it's 32 years ago. And the upper part was done in 1995. I traveled with a prosthetic hand to England, and they said that they can repair the upper part for me instead of I purchasing a new prosthesis just like this one.
The upcoming Heroes Day holds a special significance for Simon, who welcomed the holiday.
I must applaud them for taking this bold initiative to making October 19 a holiday.
Following government's announcement on September 19th, October 19 will be observed as a public holiday for the first time. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Other news, the three-day Canada CARICOM Summit, which brought together Caribbean leaders with their Canadian counterparts, ended on Thursday with the announcement of a strategic partnership to further strengthen cooperation between the two sides.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau co-chaired the summit, which began on Tuesday, alongside Prime Minister of Dominica, Roosevelt Skerritt, the current chair of CARICOM.
Today, we're bringing our relationship and our friendship to the next level with the launch of the CARICOM Canada Strategic Partnership. Deepening and strengthening our relationship will help us tackle urgent challenges together, creating good jobs, ending poverty, growing the middle class, making life more affordable, fighting climate change and protecting the environment, including protecting our oceans, which I know is vital for the Caribbean, small island, and coastal states, and building, of course, a secure, peaceful hemisphere and a secure, peaceful world. It is now more clear than ever that economic policy is climate policy, is security policy, is social policy.
In his opening remarks, the Dominican leader noted the region's traditional reliance on Canada to advocate for and promote its interests in international fora where it does not have a voice.
We will also work to strengthen our multilateral cooperation on regional and global issues. Innovative and comprehensive financing mechanisms have been proposed in various fora to shape a resilient future. This includes the Bridgetown Initiative, a beacon of hope in our journey towards reform of the global financial architecture and access to financing. We urge Canada's continued support in this regard. Trade remains a critical engine for the growth and development that will secure the region's financial and economic future. Bringing governments and business leaders together in a round table on trade and investment will allow us to outline our ambitions, share insights, and build alliances for sustainable and resilient economic growth.
High on the agenda was the existential threat of climate change. CARICOM is looking to Canada to ramp up its advocacy for reforming global financial institutions so that smaller states can access funding required to tackle climate change. The Canada-Caribbean Summit wrapped up today with a focus on opportunities for Canadian investments in Caribbean countries as well as boosting trade. It was was the first of its kind to be held on Canadian soil, and discussions centered around the theme Strategic Partners for a Resilient Future. For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
You want to get an insight into your life? Are you willing to find astrological solutions? Master Shivrudra, the world's best psychic and spiritual healer with competency in other services too. He has guided many people who are going through a situation to find solutions to their problems and use astrological remedies for positivity. He provides services to get your ex-love back, negative energy removal, family problem solutions, health problem, and many more.
He located at Grenada STT, George's. Call him or WhatsApp +1 for 735375939.
All right, welcome viewers and listeners. It's 12 minutes after 7 o'clock, and a gentleman that we love and, we always love hearing from. We love him personally. We always love to hear about his work. He was supposed to be with us earlier in the week. We had some technical glitches and it did not happen, but he's with us this morning. It is a pleasure of mine to say good morning to Papi, Daddy, Francis Urias Peters. Good morning, Daddy.
Morning, son. Morning, Innocent. And good morning, Grenada.
How you do?
I'm good. Excited. A little tired from the preparation for the production of Redemption Time, but it's somebody said that is good tired.
Yes, that's good. That's good tired. That's good tired. Before we get into Redemption Time, I want to, send my best wishes to Mommy Ann for me. I haven't seen her in ages, as I was telling you a while ago, and let her know that the love is stronger. Okay.
I will certainly pass it on.
Lovely. So tell us about Redemption Time. What is Redemption Time all about?
Okay. Well, it is our upcoming production. In fact, the hour is almost here, because it is a play that was first staged in 2013 at the Spice Basket Theatre. And the play is set during the latter part of the Eric Aguirre era and runs into the People's Revolutionary Government era of 1979 to 1983. So it shows how the two political divides of that time affected what we call a working class family. So the play opens at the Labukan Creative Center this evening at 8 o'clock, running for 3 weekends, every from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we have been very hard at practice, hard at rehearsal over the past 8 weeks, and now we are getting ready to deliver the product, which we are promising to give Grenada the high standard of theatre that we are accustomed to. And this is a full-length production. It will be in the intimate confines of the Labukan Theatre, and we, based on the process of the rehearsal and based on all just rehearsal, we know here that we are going to be delivering the high quality product of theatre that we are known for here in Grenada. So it's really exciting time. And it's important and interesting at this time that this is 40 years since the end of the PRG. 40 years is a very significant milestone. It's also 10 years since Labukan has been in existence, so it's like a celebration.
Already 10 years?
Yes, 10 years. Wow. When the company was registered.
Okay.
So again, I think it's a very significant moment. And yesterday was a public holiday for the very first time, in commemoration of what I will say. One of the most tragic and dark days of Grenada's history. But again, as the theme song says in the play, we can't turn back the hands of time, but we can learn from the past and move forward.
Okay, so who are some of the characters in the cast?
But it's not a very big cast, and that's one of the amazing things. It's a play that covers about 7 year or 6 year period, and there's six cast members. You have Kathy and James. He's playing the role of Miss Audrey, and Miss Audrey is what is called that very strong, Gary Gary-ite, he supported Gary because he's a woman who understood what it was to walk under the cocoa with Masanto in the 40s. And that was Gary in 1951 who, with his island-wide strike that's called Sky Red, that really brought benefits to the working class people after maybe over 100 and something years after the emancipation of slavery. So she understood that tough period and was able to appreciate the gains that was made under Gary during that time. So not knowing what you say, what you do, that kind of change her. And she's also a spiritual Baptist. Ooh. And she's a woman, and she is a prophetess, and that was deliberately done to have her as, that I created that character. A prophetess, because so many times, and the play also speaks about, to differentiate what is spirituality and what is religion, because in my humble opinion, spirituality is a totally different thing. So we have a tendency, because I believe here a lot of times that religion divides us and turns us away from God, no matter who you are. Yeah. So whether you are a Catholic, a evangelical, a Baptist, a Hindu, a Muslim, they are spiritual people in all walks and webs of life. And she's also a prophetess who can see things before, so that adds to that aura. So Kathy and James.
Wow.
An exciting, wonderful actress, plays that role. And I guess it's was patterned after my aunt. I had an old aunt. Well, she wasn't a spiritual Baptist, but she was a Roman Catholic. But my aunt was a hardliner, and she loved Gary with a passion. So I was able to create that character based on her. Okay. Then you have Pianki Toussaint.
He seems to be I wouldn't want to use the word emerging actor, but I'm hearing his name a lot, very prominently in the theater field.
Yes, the Pianki has been around for quite a while. In fact, he has been performed in quite a few of my productions. Very, very, very sharp, very, very talented young man. And he will play the role of Winston. Winston is the son of Miss Audrey. And Winston is a born-again Christian, a recently converted born-again Christian. So, when that happens when you just got converted,
you're on fire.
you're more holier than God.
Yeah, you're on fire for God.
Yes, but then you can imagine the tension, although there's love in the home, what is the setup between an evangelical Christian versus a spiritual Baptist, what that underlying attention that's there. And so Pianki Toussaint is playing Winston, Miss Audrey's son. And then you have Aquino Romain. So this is one of the young actors that we are introducing. Aquino is playing the role of Steve, who is Miss Audrey's younger son. And he has what is called itching ears for the New Jewel movement. So again, you could see that setup there, what's going to happen. But here's Eric Matthew Gary, whom Miss Audrey is a supporter of, and who benefited from Eric Matthew Gary. And you'll know the personality and the complex character of Gary. And then you have a son who is close to the New Jewel movement.
Yeah, that's conflict in the home.
It is conflict in the home. And you're going to see how that is played out. And that was a reality in the days. A lot of members of the New Jewel movement and who were part of the People's Revolutionary Government, they came from Gary-Gary-ite homes.
I could see this already.
Yes.
I could see.
And you have Sylvan McIntyre, former senior police officer. Uh-huh. Sylvan McIntyre is playing the leader of the Mongoose Gang, or the secret police gang.
Sylvan is into theater now.
Was Sylvan played when he did the burial of Miss Faitlin?
Yeah.
I think is the most popular play ever to be staged in Grenada.
Okay.
Sylvan played the role of the Undertaker. This squeamish guy called Wilfred.
Yes.
Sylvan is known for that role.
that play, right? I remember coming to that play at the St. Joseph's Convent in Grenville. And there's one thing that up to one day this week, I use that. There's a phrase in it. Let me see if you remember. What was it? The catchphrase in that play?
Well, is it a pay me money?
I paid me $2. Put on my name.
Yes. Oh yes. Sylvan played the role of that Undertaker, so he's playing the role of the Mongoose Gang / secret police.
Right.
And Sylvan is playing a remarkable role.
Yeah.
And if online in terms of the because we profile every actor, they have their own individual profile on their the Facebook, and Sylvan has the most hits so far.
Wow!
You know, so he's playing that role, and he is related to Miss Audrey, and he's a man, again, a disciple of Eric Matthew Gary. That's who he is.
Okay.
And you're going to see the additional conflict there. And we have introducing to 2 young actors who will be making their big stage debut. You have Giselle Carrington. Giselle was born in Trinidad. I like to say born because we're all one Caribbean people.
Yes.
And she is making her big stage debut. She's playing the role of Rachel. And Rachel is an activist of the NJM, and she also the PRG. And she's also the estranged girlfriend of Winston. So you can understand again.
That is a Kalalu mix-up.
Yes, so yeah.
That is a Kalalu mix-up.
Oh yes, because the drama is conflict, and when you're writing a play and you're developing the plot, you have to put obstacles in the character way.
Yes.
In the character's way. You know, it's like as little boys, they say, we're going to read let's say Teacher David Mandarin.
Yeah.
It's a drama. You have to put obstacles in the way. Maybe the dog gets away.
Yeah.
You know, and will you be able to climb a tree fast enough?
Yes.
So once you have those obstacles to prevent the characters from achieving their goals, you're going to have a lot of interest and suspense. So Giselle Carrington, she's playing the role of Rachel, and you're going to see the dynamics with Miss Audrey like her for her son. What is her perception of Rachel? Additional tension. And finally, a young and exciting, multi-talented actor is Aquino Romain. Aquino Romain, he plays the role of Steve. No, I think did I mention Aquino Romain? I'm trying to recall.
No, I didn't.
Yes, right. So, yeah. So Aquino Romain plays the role of Steve. And Steve and Winston have a great relationship. We're going to see what happens to the relationship between Steve and Miss Audrey, the Garyite patriarch. And I must mention, finally, Samuel Ogilvy. Samuel Ogilvy, in the first time we did Redemption Time, Sam played the role of Joseph, and Joseph was representative of the hierarchy of the People's Revolutionary Government / New Jewel Movement. And Steve and Joseph are very, very good friends. But then again, we're going to see how that relationship again adds to the conflict, adds to the complication of Redemption Time. So these are the 6 actors that are involved in this intriguing, suspenseful theater piece that we'll be staging from this weekend.
The cast alone is a seller.
Yes.
The cast alone is a seller.
Yes. And I will tell you in a sense that they are prepared. This is the first time in a long time where I realize, I feel if I'm not there, something happens to me, that the production can run smoothly.
It continues. That's good.
Because everything is ready, and then you have the wonderful crew. You have a guy called Ryan Richards. He's our technical director. I mean, and Ryan goes beyond the call of duty, you know, because sometimes all we see is actors on stage, but not seeing the people behind the scene. And Alicia Ed, she's the song person. Really great young people that we are working with, and the support from the staff of Labukan, and then of course your sister Anne.
Yes.
You know, it's a wonderful team too.
That's the pillar.
Definitely. Oh yes,
the pillar. That's the pillar.
Yes.
You know, what is interesting in that to me is the fact that you're incorporating young talent. It augurs well for the future of theater.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because then again, Grenada has a very, very young population. I believe about 65% of the population is around 40 years of age and under. So it's important here, and there's the arts in itself. I think there's a buzz around the music, the
creative juices.
Yes, and it is the best way to teach. It is the best way to preserve our history. The greatness of a nation, of a people, defined by the arts that they present and they preserve. If you go back to the theater history, at one time in Greece, when there were warring factions in Greece, there were tribes, 4 or 5 tribes, and it was a lot of violence. And then one of I can't remember the tribe leader's name, he was a dictator, and he decided, you know what, instead of us fighting, let us have theater competition.
Right.
And that is how
that's how they curb it.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yes. And around the same time, they had started having competition, and at the same time, that's how democracy was born also in Greece.
Wow.
So the arts, it is so very important. It is here to teach. The arts can heal, bring up people together, and there's a lot that has to be done in Grenada, because as you realize, it's a long time we haven't had a really serious and solid arts festival. That's how a lot of us, when we were children, that's where we started, and we were excited. We were excited to be involved in the arts festival. And it's also, because again, for instance, another thing, if you notice, in certain establishment, the customer service, it's a lot is left to be desired. To me, it's speaking of something of what is something has gone wrong in the society.
I mean,
the Caribbean as well.
You're trying to use beautiful words to describe something ugly, but this customer service in some institutions, it's really poor, downright poor.
Yes. And I believe that, again, the arts can help to bring back that sort of balance that is needed. Because if you're involved in theater, in drama, in music, in painting, in whatever is done in the respective discipline, you get to understand yourself. It's a spiritual thing. You get to understand what is it to work with people, understand human nature, human behavior. And I think here that part, the social development infrastructure of the Caribbean is wounded, and I believe it is the arts that is there to help save the people. I always share this testimony that 25 years ago I went to the prison I think I did the 3 sessions for a Christmas play they were working on 25 years ago. And I met a young man 6 months ago, and I can't remember him. And then he came up to me and said, "Mr. Peters, I want to thank you." I said, "Thank you for what?" He says, "When you came up to the prison and you did a session with us after you left, I said, I am not coming back here." He said, "No, I've been working 25 years, sir. I'm out of problem, and I want to thank you for what you have done." Wow. That is what the arts is healing me. So my teacher, when I taught at TAMCC, Introduction to Theatre Arts, I also taught the same course at SGU. You're meeting students who you interacted with, and they are telling you how much that this course has influenced their life, their self-confidence. And as a teacher, teaching the arts and being involved in the culture is not just about the subject area, but actually appreciating and embracing people and young people for whoever they are, and showing love and appreciation.
And that makes a difference.
Oh yes, because if a young person have one mentor, one elder, just to mentor them, you will see that their life will change. And this is the revolution that the Caribbean has to embrace as part of trying to get our society back on its feet. That's also the elder people of my generation also. We have to find a way to embrace young people and to
bridge that generation gap.
Yes, and to be part of their lives rather than just criticizing and looking down. So,
well, I'm going to challenge you to something, not just you, but people, folks like yourself in that industry, that this year is already well spent. We can't do anything much with this year, but if God permits, come January, the new year, we have to do something. Use the media positively to impact, the lives as much as we can. In our own little small snippets like these. I had a conversation here with Lyndon Victor on Tuesday.
Great guy.
And I walk through the streets now, and people, as a matter of fact, a friend of mine posted on the WhatsApp page that he was in tears hearing Lyndon talk, and the positivity. So I think the media has to be used for more positive reasons. And come 2024, I personally intend to see what I can do to do that. Look for the timing and have people like yourself come in and chit chat. We might take it for granted, but these little chit chats touch someone sometimes.
Yeah, and in addition, what I think can help also, I love radio dramas, because a lot of times, and the talk is great, we really have to have these conversations are so very important. And in addition, let us turn the talk into something creative, into a radio drama series that we can address.
Yes.
Address issues in a very creative way.
But you had one.
Issues. Well, I've had several radio drama series.
Yes.
The big one, the first one was many years ago. In 1999, we had something on child abuse that won.
I remember this one.
Oh yes, we had for excellence in health journalism for in the entire Caribbean region. That copped the first prize.
Yeah.
And also in 2007, we had one called Shadows of Darkness, which looked at HIV and AIDS and gender issues. Again, that copped the top prize for the Caribbean excellence in health journalism, and that was hosted in Barbados. So that's the power of the radio and the power of drama. So we have to have those programs going on.
All right.
So I'm willing to.
Okay. Well, Francis, we're out of time, but I want you to the specifics for the theater coming up. It starts tonight.
It starts tonight, and every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Redemption time 8 o'clock on Fridays and Saturdays. 6 on Sundays. It runs for 3 consecutive weekends, ending on the 5th of November. But we ask folks to get the tickets. You can get the tickets on GoToFit, and also at the boat outlets in Melville Street and Spiceland Mall of Grenadian Optical. And we really look forward to hosting our patrons. And again, it will be an exciting time. People's lives are going to be changed.
What's the cost of the ticket?
$75 EC.
All right. And what's the capacity, sitting capacity of La Boucan?
La Boucan, 80. So it's very intimate. So that is important that people get the tickets. And really, it's going to be a great time.
Good. Okay. Well, all the best. I cannot guarantee that which one of them I will be in, but I will be in one of them. All right. Definitely. All right, even if it's just to see Mommy Ann, I'll be there.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, GBN, and thank you very much in advance.
Francis, it's always a pleasure to talk with you. Have a good one.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Bye-bye.
Folks, I have been speaking there with Mr. Francis Urias Peters, the producer of Redemption Time. It comes off this evening tonight at La Boucan. Remember that. We take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we have another guest. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Dwayne Thompson, co-owner and founder of Grenada 20th, taxi and rental. We provide transportation tours in the field of tourism. Being in the field of tourism, the pandemic have taught us that we need all the help we can get, which the NIF has been very helpful in doing so. But as a small business owner, we are even more excited right now with the new initiative that the NIF have launched, providing a little bit more flexibility for small businesses like ourselves. So we definitely encourage all of the small business to consider getting on board with the NIF and this new initiative that allows the level of flexibility that they have implemented.
Served Grenada for decades, we are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sun Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Your new Grenlec bill is even easier to read and still has all the valuable information you need to track and manage your usage.
Hey Mom, okay, your friendly tech support is here. So you got the new Grenlec bill? Let's take a look. The new bill makes it even easier to see your bill total, the due date, and much more. And take a closer look. It actually is a lot easier to understand. Let me show you. You can still see exactly what the charges are for, but in a great new format. It even shows how the cost of generating and delivering the electricity to you is calculated using your actual usage. And Mom, let Lucy know she can check out Grenlec's new Understanding Your Bill video. Anyway, look who says hi, and see you soon.
Your new Grenleg bill, easier to understand and easier to track your usage.
So it begins, a journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the conversation. It's 23 minutes on to 8 o'clock, and I've got with me in the studio none other than Mr. Gylfi Hilmison. He is the man behind Attach a Leg. And we've spoken before, and you're back. How is Attach a Leg going?
It's going very well, thank you.
Okay.
But it's always a challenge. Finances are not what they should be. I'm still trying to catch up with myself. COVID was not very kind
to anybody.
To anyone. So let that be known.
Yeah.
But so in support of Attach a Leg Grenada, we're having a fundraiser Saturday, week from now, on the 28th.
Okay.
At the Grenada Yacht Club. And Grenada Yacht Club has graciously, donated their facilities.
That's the home. You can say that's your fundraising home.
They've been very supportive. So we're at the Grenada Yacht Club. We'll have a good time in support of Attach a Leg Grenada. Raffle prizes, auctions, with donations from True Blue Bay Resort, Sandals Resort, Lanzapine Cottages, wine and more. There's dinner vouchers. There's all kinds of stuff, and we'll have music. Akeem is going to come and play for us at the end of the night. Yeah. It'll be really good.
Okay, okay, we'll get in wrapping up. We'll get back to the fundraiser, but Attach a Leg Grenada. How much inroads are you getting in? Are you seeing more people coming to request your services and so forth?
It's an ongoing thing. There was an article written about me in the Now Grenada newspaper.
Yeah.
They asked me for the statistics of how many amputations there are, and I didn't have that number. So they contacted the hospital, and it's a frightening number of surgery complications from diabetes.
Yeah.
It's frightening. And I'm gotten a little tired of talking about statistics and numbers, but it's an ongoing process, and the service is needed very much so.
Yeah, and because if you are to make that comparison with getting a prosthetic leg or arm from abroad to what you're doing here, the disparity is very great.
Yes, it is. And I'm fortunate enough to have been able to offer this at cost, which makes it affordable, not suffering quality or anything like that. So it is a very worthwhile process, and the key issue now has become to make the sustainability of it, to keep it going. So I can't sustain this by myself forever.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And not only can you sustain it by yourself forever, but in terms of posterity. There comes a time when you would really want to retire and enjoy that age. Have you got anybody trained in training that can take over from you?
Not yet. But because that needs to be. But I have a good candidate for it. A young Grenadian who just graduated in Cuba as an MD, medical doctor. So he's already halfway there with the knowledge of the anatomy and diabetes and all that. A responsible person, right? Now, what that means, though, there needs to be a serious project built around it. It needs to be funded. The training needs to be perfect, and so it needs to come from the government side. The government has access to funds and grants for a project like this that I don't have access to as an individual.
Right.
So that way, this could be done in a proper manner. And we could look for sponsorship from the Osur company, prosthetics company, which I get the components from, so there could be a collaboration, an official collaboration.
Yeah, so in essence, the government or the current administration needs to see the importance and significance of this, because, as you rightfully said, the statistics is high as it relates to amputations.
Unfortunately.
So this is basically an industry that can develop in Grenada and should be.
Well, I wouldn't call it industry. It is a social service that really needs to be there.
Okay.
Because when a person goes home in a wheelchair from the hospital, what are they going to do for the next 20 years? Sit at home and do nothing?
Yeah.
You understand? And remember, I asked you to understand what that means to lose a leg for people like us. If we stand up and if we lift one leg up, stand on one leg and then try to take a step forward,
you can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
So that's a good way for us to understand what this means.
Yeah, folks, I hope you understand what Gilfie is saying. We do have a caller on the line. Let's entertain this caller. Caller, good morning.
To understand what that means.
Good morning, caller.
Leg for people like us. If we
okay, for some reason this caller is not. Maybe there's some connection issues there, but this is serious stuff. All right, that's a way to sensitize or to heighten people's awareness as to the how significant that is. Lift one leg up and try standing. Let's try to engage that call and see if it works. Good morning, caller.
Oh, great, Mr. Joseph.
Good morning, welcome.
Greetings and greetings. Listen, I wish to thank the gentleman. The name I can't recall now.
Gilfie Himerson.
Yes, well, songs, how you call that, Nordic. But anyway, I hope to meet him one day, because I'll tell you this, I'm extremely appreciative of your effort to help the Grenadian people as it relates to the provision of prosthetic limbs and so on to our people. But something I would like to endorse, your last utterances, the involvement of the state of Grenada. You ought to be aware of this too. You spoke of the government or the state's capacity to enjoy grants and loans and other financial support for activities as yours. I'd like you, sir, to help us to clamor to the state of Grenada to immediately move towards domesticating the laws of the country with the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, persons with disabilities, as is written in the document. Because if we were to access, as you speak about, to these forms of financial assistance, it is documented in the convention. I don't know if you would wish to do this, but that the Grenadian people know the reason why we do not have assistance for the efforts of this, that can be given to the efforts of this gentleman, is because the state, the colonial state of Grenada, who continue to seek for themselves And why they abuse the people with disabilities in this country is because we refuse to adhere to international convention. This is why. So, brothers and sisters with disabilities, while we thank this gentleman for his efforts, we must also call on the state of Grenada, the so-called Prime Minister, the so-called Governor General, to enact laws in the country in accordance to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. This is where the problem is. These colonialist abusers. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Have a good one, caller.
See, there's a lot of excitement about this, huh? And everybody has an opinion, and most of them are very positive.
Yes.
And so it's yes, I've been doing really well. I've been doing good work, right? And on my name, yes, it sounds Nordic. I'm from Iceland originally. That's why Gylfi is a very foreign-sounding name.
Okay, yes.
And but I've been called one of the best compliments that I've been given. Actually, one of my clients from here in town. He wasn't quite sure what my name was. Couldn't quite remember. He called me and he asked, "Is this Mr. Goodfield?"
Goodfield. Okay.
So Gilby became Mr. Goodfield. You see?
Okay. All right. So let's get back to the fundraiser. That fundraiser is on Saturday the 28th.
Yes, thank you.
That's next Saturday. It is at the Grenada Yacht Club.
Yes.
What time does it start?
Well, we open the doors at 5 o'clock, but
5 in the afternoon.
5 in the afternoon, but that's early for people. So we plan to start maybe the raffle drawings at 7:30, and then go into the auctions of the items that we have, and have maybe some entertainment in between. The auctions maybe at 8:30 or so, and then Akeem roll the match the place up to end it. We plan to be done by 11:30.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to ask a question. Are you going to be playing guitar?
I may.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of pressure on me to do that all the time.
Yeah. I'll come if you're playing guitar.
Okay, I'll play guitar if you come. I'm gonna hold you to that. You said that last time and you didn't come.
Yes, something popped up. I'll come on. That's next Saturday. It starts from 5. Yeah, that sounds like a date.
Thank you. And it's a good cause, as everybody knows, and it's a good time as well.
Yeah.
So you can't.
It can be used as a towing out event. You had a long week and you come and tow out and support a very worthy cause.
Grenada Yacht Club is a good spot to be. You know,
yes.
The perfect view. The kitchen is fantastic there. The service is good. So come have a good time. We serve a table. You know, have dinner and support us.
Yeah.
Buy a couple of raffle tickets and come and say hi.
Is there an admission cost?
No.
It's free. Well, Grenada, it's free of charge, and in going to that event, you are supporting a very noble cause. You're supporting Attach a Leg Grenada, and this is an organization, it's a non-profit organization that is geared at assisting persons with disability, with mobility. Yeah. Do you do arms as well?
No, I don't.
Right.
I can't. I'd have to equip myself in a completely different way, and it just And this is one of the things I work out of my home. You know, Attach a Leg Grenada headquarters, office, workshop is at my house, right? Wow. And I can't. There's only so much, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So do you see in the future there'll be a formal home for Attach a Leg Grenada? A formal place where the work can be done.
Absolutely.
Consultations can be done.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a future for this in conjunction with maybe the GNCD, the National Council for the Disabled.
Right.
It should be a service center for people with disabilities.
Okay.
Regular hours, good access, workshop.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, folks, once again, it's happening next Saturday at the Grenada Yacht Club. Going out and support a very worthy initiative, Attach a Leg Grenada. You never can tell when it might be your turn. Not like we're wishing anything, but the way it is going nowadays, anything can happen. So many accidents, so going out and support a worthy cause. Anything you want to add in wrapping up?
Well, I'd just like to thank everybody for the fantastic support that has been shown to us in the past and is ongoing. Without the business and the individual support that we've been receiving, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you, everyone, and you know who you are.
Okay. All right, folks, so this is it. Again, I urge you to go out to that fundraiser event at the Grenada Yacht Club. That's on the 28th of October. That's next Saturday, not tomorrow, the next one. It starts from 5. It's going to be free admission. Akeem is going to be there along with great other musicians. Come, you'd see Gilfie playing the guitar. I'm going to go just to see him play. I'll maybe strum a chord or two.
All right.
And it's going to be a fun-filled afternoon into evening into night. All right, so be a part of it. Okay, we take a final commercial break and we come back with the wrap. Don't you go anywhere. Stick and stay with us.
I want you to control your anger. There's a way to feel better. That's one thing to remember. No matter where you are, you can be a star. Stop and take a deep breath and relax yourself. Take another deep breath and relax it, and relax it. Eliminate violence. Rock the box, we say, yeah. GBN, we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. We'll be jamming here on a Thursday. It's a
Records at the traffic department shows that a total of 1,447 accidents were reported for the year 2012, which includes 3 road fatalities. 2,946 accidents were reported for the year 2022, which includes 8 road fatalities. This is a significant increase of 104%. This is alarming. When a family tragically loses a loved one, does it matter whether by means of a gun or a motor vehicle? To avoid accidents, drivers and pedestrians alike must exercise extreme caution when using the road.
right, welcome back. 5 minutes on to 8 o'clock. 5 minutes in which we can dabble in a little conversation. And let's see if we can get the phone lines up and running. Let's try this. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, morning, Innocent. I'm glad I got you because you see, there's something called responsibility. And I think that the responsibility beckons all of us to do our best. And this morning, you said something which I think was a bit inciting. And whereas we need to continue the process of reconciliation and healing, anything that people do could just continue to leave the wounds open or reopen wounds. You said that people know. There are some people who know where the bodies are laid. The people who have been accused of that have consistently said that there was a time when some of them, I mean at least a few of them, would have been able to say something about it. After they were incarcerated, then they knew nothing about what happened subsequently. Even some of their opponents have come around over the years and admitted that it is the U.S. government, the U.S. authorities that know that. And
so which part of my statement that is inciting? They must, when it comes to the bottom line, the bottom line is whether it's the people.
Back and listen to your statement. Go and listen to it. Let's not argue.
I'm not arguing, but what I am saying is somebody or some people must know. Whether it's the people who are incarcerated or not, somebody must know. The bodies did not disappear in thin air.
Yes, but this is statement directed to locally. It didn't direct the statement internationally. This statement had to be international.
Did I say it was local?
No, they use to local audience. I mean, nobody's fool, innocent. But I don't want to argue. I'm just saying that, we have to be responsible. We are talking about, we need to put the past behind us, and we still ripping people apart. I'm saying that we have to be absolutely responsible. And the thing about it, in fact, on the 25th of this month, a podcast would be heard in the States. One of two parts with somebody in the States is revealing newer information about what they know, what the U.S. have told them, or what they've been able to unearth. I mean, we have to be careful, but we have to be not careful, but responsible. That's all I will say. Thanks.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. I think the bottom line is whether it doesn't matter who. Somebody must know, because the body did not just, ascend to heaven. Good morning, caller. Hello?
Joe.
Good morning.
Your statement wasn't wrong.
Okay.
You understand? Maybe American, maybe Grenadian.
Uh-huh.
Somebody must know.
Somebody must know, yeah.
So it's about time. I mean, the past gone already, but still, you have a lot of people want to know.
Yeah.
Where the bodies are.
Yeah, and somebody must know.
A bad statement.
Somebody must know. Somebody must know. Whether it's somebody local, regional, or international, somebody must know.
Okay then, all right.
All right, good. Have a good one. It's a few seconds away from 8 o'clock. Let's take our final caller. Good morning, caller. You've got to be brief. Hello? Okay, let's do this. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
I ain't do it yet, but I go do it,
Well, boy, I just want to, the last caller you had there, I wish the government could meet with that man and send a few boys and girls to teach them the art of making the legs. It seems to be that need to pass over. So I wish that could happen.
It will happen. It will happen.
I wish. And the next thing, I listened to the many speeches yesterday from the stadium, and I was amazed. I was amazed looking at Uncle Tilly in the crowd, stating that man was jailed by the revolution. And, he still find the courage and the love in his heart. No hatred in him. And he sits in the midday. I listened to Bishop's wife. She make me laugh when she mentioned Bishop. We're going to bring the chocolate of breadfruit, and she pressed on the breadfruit and the figure and the blogger in the bank to pay the loan. Stating that man walk for the Grenadian people, boy. Some of us just only seeing the bad side of that man.
Right.
And I tell you, I'm amazed. I listened to Mr. Ramden. You just imagine that man say he and a few names he called resigned from the post to support Bishop about 5-6 days after they killed Bishop. That man should be so bitter in his heart for what went on.
Okay.
And when I hear a few people on radio program saying things like you don't see they ain't get a head and they ain't get a body, ask them what Bishop do them so bad.
All right.
Anyhow,
have a good weekend.
We need to ease up. Too much hate and tension, man.
Have a good weekend.
Okay, darling. Bye-bye. Love you.
Bye-bye. Love you more. All right. Folks, we've got to break it off here. And to my Facebook and WhatsApp contributors, Antonio Zikuri, I am not ignoring you all. You see how the morning was? I love you all. I appreciate you all so much. Sharon Bartholomew, Yulin, good morning. Love Child came. Let me quickly do that before we head to the BBC. Mildred Smith, good morning. Antonio taking up my whole Facebook page, but I like your comments. Brian Lindsay Campbell, good morning. Right. Okay, so folks, have a great weekend. Be safe. I want to be talking with you on Monday. If the good Lord spares my life, I want him to spare yours as well. Love, 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 and more love. That's it for the program. Bye-bye. Peace.